Hey there, my name's Bubba,
My name's Anna.
and you're tuned in to a very special episode of Church Nerds, an LTN radio morning show and a proud member of the Love Thy Nerd podcast network. Hey, joined with me is my wife, Anna.
Hey, here I am.
Here we are, and it
Right here.
is Christmas Eve's Eve,
Yes.
the day before Christmas Eve, which is not...
The eve of Christmas Eve. If you're playing at home, that's 2 days before Christmas.
Yeah, I don't think it's
So-
necessarily celebrated as much as it probably should be, so that's why we have a special episode of Church
A whole
Nerds here for you
episode
guys
of
today.
Church Nerds just for the Christmas Eve's Eve.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve.
Basically what it boiled down to that was Friday. And so Radio Matt asked us to do, last year I think we did a Christmas Eve episode. Maybe a Christmas
Something.
Eve's Eve episode.
Something. We did a Christmas one. Now, this is going to be kind of the second Christmassy episode of this season because we did Advent last time.
We did.
And this time it's a little more, well, you'll see. You'll see what it is.
So hey, we invite you to curl up next to our fire here if you're watching us on YouTube.
Do you like
We've
this?
got a nice fire going here.
I like this vibe that we have. This is how you can tell that Bubba is working on this and not me, because it would just look like our murder garage if it were me.
Well, hey, maybe later, who knows?
Well,
Anna, you want to play some games?
are we playing games?
Well, hey, before that, in case anybody doesn't know who we are, like I said, I'm Bubba. This is my wife, Anna. She's going to tell you about herself. About me, I am the CEO and founder here at Love Thy Nerd, and I have been a full-time nerd culture missionary for,
Full time?
yeah,
What is that? 3 years? Maybe?
3.5 years maybe?
No? I don't
Something
know.
like that.
I don't
But
know.
I've been in full-time, I've been in nerd culture missions and ministry for the better part of a decade. So now I get to do it with Love Thy Nerd full-time and hanging out. So hey, while we're talking about that, if any of you are in the Christmas spirit, you've been wondering, hey, Bubba, we just love you so dang much. What can we get you for Christmas? You can go and partner with Anna and I so that we can continue to do this full-time and to help push the ministry forward at lovethynerd.com/Bubba. There's a partner button and you can learn more about that. That helps to, it helps for our family to do things that we've grown accustomed to, like living indoors and eating fresh food. And so if you would like to help us continue to do that and push that forward, again, lovethynerd.com/Bubba. I would love to talk to you more about partnering with me and my family as we continue to do this wonderful ministry that is Love Thy Nerd. Speaking of my family,
Yeah. Are you done with that?
that's my,
Okay.
I'm throwing it over to you now.
Well, I actually wanted to talk real fast about gingerbread, or we can hop right into 20 questions. 20 Christmas questions.
Skipping over introducing yourself. I dig it. I love that.
Do I really need an introduction? I'm Anna. I am here. I'm married to you.
So the introduction it's always for the people who are first time listeners.
We have been married for 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
We have 4 children ranging from 10 years old to turning 2 in January.
We haven't been married 15 years.
Oh, sorry, we have not.
How did I remember that?
No, we're almost. It will be our 15th year coming up. I did the thing you do when I rounded up to the next.
Yeah, just go. Yeah, it's
round it up.
pastor numbers. It's fine.
I don't usually do that, but apparently I just did that. So anyway,
You want to really move on from this part. Let's just get to the game.
I do. Okay, the game.
In the spirit of Christmas, let's blow past the
Here we
things
go.
that are important and get to the fun
20
stuff.
questions, Christmas theme. I have a Christmas term in my mind, and you're going to guess it. So go.
Is it from a song? Is it a song lyric?
No.
No. Is it about food?
No.
Oh.
I mean, it's in Christmas songs, but it's not
Oh, great.
It's not from a lyric.
Okay.
But I mean, anything. And all the Christmas things are in Christmas songs. Come
Okay.
on.
Is it about kissing?
Yes.
Is it underneath the mistletoe?
It's not the phrase, it's just mistletoe.
Mistletoe. Oh, it's so good.
That was
not staged.
disappointingly fast.
That was not staged.
How did you guess that so fast? It took you much longer to guess eggnog.
It did. Well, it did.
Because we had
yeah.
to play test this.
An
Because I was like, if
obnoxiously
it's
long
just
time.
going to be dead silence, that's the boring game to listen to. Well, I'm glad I have a backup.
Oh, great.
So you'll notice I'm
about to
wearing
get-
my Baking with My Nomies
if you're watching on lovethynerd.com
shirt.
YouTube. Yeah.
This was actually Christmas pajamas that your sister made for me. I was actually
I do
mega
remember.
prego, hugely great with child for the Christmas that she gave me these pajamas, but I still wear them anyway, as many women do with their maternity clothes.
Yeah,
But
'cause
these are not actually maternity. They were just
They're
too
just
big for me.
comfortable.
Yeah. So anyway, today was supposed to be making gingerbread houses with my friend Julian. We have this yearly tradition that we make gingerbread houses together.
Right.
We get our kids together. We have a lot of children between the two of us. So she's got 5 kids. We've got 4 kids.
That's 9 kids.
It is so many children. It is so much sugar and so many sprinkles everywhere. Up to this point, we would just go buy those like Walmart or wherever, whatever store kits, like Wilton, gingerbread kits from the store.
Okay.
And every year we're like, oh, we really need to make our own gingerbread. We should do that. Well, this is the year. We started planning this early fall, I think. And she's like, there are some gingerbread cookie cutters coming to your house. We are doing it this year.
I did not know that that's where they came from. I thought you just purchased them.
No, she sent them to me. So I tested out gingerbread recipes.
Oh, yeah, you did.
And I have baked, and gingerbread is hard. I already mentioned this on our
Delicious. That's what
our
it is.
last
It's so good.
episode. So they are, I have pieces for 2 gingerbread houses.
Mm-hmm.
One for her to make, one for me to make. And then we were like, we don't want our kids decorating these awesome gingerbread houses.
No,
we're
it's
going to get
pearls
them the
before
garbage
swine.
ones. The garbage ones from the store still. Like the little tiny ones that you get 4 of them in a box. They're tiny. They lose their attention span is so short anyway. So,
so
but then
hard.
they're gross.
Like-
that's why every time I'm like, it has to be better. There has
chip
to
a
be better
molar.
options than this. But then I let the kids taste the gingerbread that I made, and they were like,
Now they don't want
"No,
to
I
go.
like
yeah.
the box ones." And
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
Well, forget
Well, hey, you know what? No,
you
no,
can
no.
have a box one,
Hey, that's good news.
right?
That's
so
fantastic news.
there's there's the 2 houses, about 1 billion gingerbread boys and girls. I have
I
one regret.
almost ate some of those today.
Yeah,
Maybe
just
good
try
thing
to
I
wait.
shouldn't
Just
have.
try to
Yeah,
wait.
Okay.
I didn't cut windows in the houses in the
There's still time.
pieces. No, you have to do it when the dough is not baked yet, and I'm disappointed. That's gonna have to be a next year if we decide to do it next year. Anyway, the kits they come with candies.
It was like a Jehovah's Witness gingerbread house.
What?
You like the Jehovah's Witness?
Oh
like
yeah,
they're-
because
they
it doesn't
don't
have any windows.
Maybe not the houses that they live
Kingdom
in, but
Hall of Jehovah's
there it is, the
Witness
Kingdom Hall. I
of
got
gingerbread Jehovah Witnesses.
all by myself.
No, okay. So usually in the kits it comes with candies, which I have a picture of the first time that I did gingerbread houses with Julian. Caleb was probably younger than PJ. Oh, he was so tiny, I can send you a picture, maybe about PJ's age.
Wow.
Anyway, doing gingerbreads with my kids has been a learning curve because I always want them to look nice and the kids just want to put frosting all over it and just throw candy at it. And so it's, been fighting through this ever since then. But
Story of my
still,
life.
I have that picture of my very beautiful gingerbread house because I didn't let Caleb do anything.
Still haven't eaten it.
He was in the backpack on my back. And I'm like, man, those kits, they used to be better then than they are now. Now, I feel like what they do is they just get a whole scoop of red and green Christmas decorations and they just dump it in the box and they're like, there you go.
They're
not colorful. They're just white and red and green. And
They're
that's
trying
boring.
to min-max their sugar intake.
I don't like it. Anyway, so I had to get my own candy. Let me tell you, how I do nothing halfway, apparently. If I'm going to do a thing,
Yeah.
I do it all the way. And today I sent Julian a list of the candy because I was like, okay, we need to coordinate our candies so that we don't overlap, double up on candies. And I start sending it to her and I'm like, oh no, as I'm typing this all out, I know it is too much.
You're not
I know
leaving
I
her.
bought too many things because,
Well, so much candy. She should probably bring vegetables.
she might bring vegetables. We usually have a salty snack
You could
because you're
plant some
like sugared
broccolis.
out while you're making them.
Some trees.
Some little broccoli trees. No, you want to hear what our trees are?
More
Little
candy.
Sugar cones that we're going to like cover in green frosting to be little conifer trees.
I'm here for it.
Isn't that cute?
You guys just come in here and get
And-
me when they're done.
Listen to this.
I'll eat them.
Cotton candy snow. Mini marshmallow snowmen. And pull and peel red vines so you can make like Christmas bows and garlands and ribbons and things.
Jeez.
Yeah, I got it.
It's all
I got a
name
few
brand
things.
stuff.
That one is. You can't get pull and peels out of like.
I'm just checking because I know you bend towards the non-name brand stuff.
I do. The spice drops, those things are generic. Also, I did not get the thing that Caleb asked for was like rainbow
Ribbons.
sour belts,
Yep.
but he wanted the little airhead pieces, and I just got it some real generic ones.
Okay. Well, there's my wife. I knew
It's
she was in
gonna
there
be
somewhere.
fun. It's gonna but I got too many. I got too much stuff.
Well, hey, we got leftover stuff to make our movie night cups. with.
Yes,
And
our
so-
candy cocktails.
Candy cocktails. There we go.
Which is another thing that we love to do.
Yeah.
If you're looking for some gingerbread house decorating tips, our favorite thing that we've probably ever put on our gingerbread houses was eyeballs. Little candy eyeballs.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought this was like a.
You know what
biblically
we could do?
accurate angel
We
kind
could
of a
make
deal.
some little winged gingerbread men with eyeballs all over
All over
them.
biblically accurate, yeah.
Yes. It would be
I got you.
perfect.
Well, hey, now I'm hungry and I can't. It's too late for me to eat any kind of sugar.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
We're too old to eat sugar at night, and so
Or
that's-
drink coffee past like 3 p.m.
I'm not super excited because I did have coffee at about 5. I was finishing off my cup, and I'm not excited about the little amount of sleep.
That was a bad idea.
Hey,
Why did
but
you
you
do
know what
that?
that means? It means that I'll be finishing some television shows on the old Netflix machine. But hey there, and welcome back to the Church Nerds podcast. Once again, my name is Bubba, joined with my wife Anna.
Oh, I don't get to say my own name this
You
time.
don't ever want to introduce
My
yourself?
name's Anna.
Jeez,
I have to say my name's Anna.
it's true because it is.
I'm good at that part.
And once again, like I said, we are here by our fire. If you are joining us on lovethinerd.com/YouTube, this is our very special Christmas Eve episode of the Church Nerds podcast. And so today we're talking all about Christmas traditions. But
Traditions. Yes.
Tradition. But
Yeah.
before we get into the bottle dance, we want to let you guys know a little bit about this radio station that we have. We've got Christmas music going on right now, if you're listening live, 24/7. And you can go there and listen to some of the best Christian rip-rop. Rip-rop's not a thing. Rap, pop, indie, and hip-hop. That's what it is. Rip-rop should be a thing. Why
You
is
keep
rip-rop not a
trying-
kind of
Well,
music?
the last episode, you tried to coin the term trenditional.
Traditional. I stand by that. That's fantastic.
And this time it's rip-rop. You
Rip-rop
have to
and-
stop this.
Wow, I wonder what it's going to be in the new year.
Oh my gosh.
Guys, we're making words. We're making
No,
words.
we aren't.
Anyway, if you want some rip-ropping traditional music, you can head on over to lovethinerd.com/radio.
If you have no idea what that means, just go listen and find out.
Yeah, go to ltnonair.com, or you can also download the Live 365 app and search for LTN Radio and listen really anywhere that you can get internet access. Rip-rop.
Okay.
So good.
Well, yes, Christmas is upon us. And so I thought, I could have sworn that we had talked about traditions before. Maybe we haven't talked about specific Christmas traditions. Like I went
Yeah.
through all our old episodes and it was not in there. So I was like,
You went through all
then.
of them?
all that Christmas was.
Oh.
And it wasn't there. So I thought, well,
We talk about it a
let's
lot.
just do it. But before
And then we also talk in between podcasts.
we do talk in between sometimes, every once in a while. Before we talk about traditions, do you want to know your elf name?
You told it to me before, and I already forgot it. So yes, I would love to hear it one more time,
Okay.
please. But everybody would love to hear our elf names.
Our elf names. Now, these are brought to you from www.yourelfname.com.
Thank you for the WWWs.
Okay, yeah, you're welcome.
Whoa,
In case
whoa.
you weren't sure about the World Wide Web that we're searching on.
Ooh-wee.
Okay, so since I tried typing it in more than once because I was like, maybe it's just one of those that just generates a different one every time.
I was almost positive it was.
But it wasn't. So that's how you know this is your real one.
Oh, it's my real. This is the one that
And since we're married, we have the same last name.
it's probably etched on a plaque on the North Pole, just waiting for us to get there.
Our elf names are Fizz and Bobble Sugar Dust.
Sugar dust.
I almost said
7
Stardust.
H's.
Sugar Dust. You are
Fizz.
Fizz. You are Fizz, and I am Bobble. Fizz and Bobble Sugar Dust. That was the worst high five.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Anyway, so traditions, Christmas traditions. What? Tradition.
No. Trendition. Don't try and step in.
Christmas traditions did you have growing up? Now, I know that your memory is, I don't know, terrible,
Spotty at best.
especially of the growing up years.
Oh yeah.
But
Hold on a second.
I know of
My
at least
memory's
one.
pretty good these days.
I know of at least one tradition that you had in your little family growing up.
Oh no! Now I'm worried
20 questions.
I'm gonna miss it. So
It's just I've heard of it. I've heard about it.
did
I
you hear
don't know
from
if
my
it's
sister?
a tradition. No, I thought I heard it from you.
Oof. Okay. Well, let's see if I was telling the truth.
Okay.
We growing up, the reason my memory is so spotty, we'll just kind of like put it out there right now. Growing up, didn't have the greatest childhood, and so that didn't mean that we didn't do fun things. It's just if we did, I probably categorized and compartmentalized those with other not so great memories as a kid, and so.
That's because having fun with your children is stressful when you're a parent. So then all that stress turned into trauma, probably. I don't know for you. The parental
For me?
the parental stress. So Bubba is from a broken home.
My parents' parental stress turned into, or my parental stress.
into like arguing and stuff, and then just squash it down.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
reading into it too much.
I was
I was just thinking about how when we try to do fun things, and then we're like, by the end of it, our own dear children who we love, we end up at that place. You and I sometimes.
Yeah, maybe it would be beneficial if they blacked out some of those memories. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to say one. It wasn't really like a long-standing tradition.
Okay.
And this may be the one you're thinking of. My mom and dad were Mr. and Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, there it is.
And I don't mean like they just kind of were Mr. and Mrs. Claus. Like when we lived on base, I'm an Air Force brat. And so my parents were Mr. and Mrs. Claus for the base for a period of time. I actually don't even know for how long. But I have a very vivid memory. How, again, nobody knows, but I have a very vivid memory of Christmas Eve, probably.
Christmas Eve.
The church nerds was playing on the radio.
That rip rap.
That rip rap it was a tradition we had, fall asleep. And so I was just thinking about this in the moment while I was talking about it. I don't know what time it was. It felt like 3 a.m. It could have been 9:30.
Yeah.
We woke our boys
Anytime
up.
after you fell asleep, it's the same.
It's tomorrow.
It's the same. Yeah.
We woke our kids up, the boys, after they had been asleep for literally 45 minutes, and they were like, I'm trying to get up and get ready for the next day. And I was like, no. But anyway, so they came in and they woke us up, and I don't even remember. They gave us a gift. I don't remember, my sister and I, what the gift was or anything like that. But I remember my parents. Here's the thing: I knew that they were my parents.
Okay.
But it was still like the whole thing of it was like, hey, the Santa Claus kind of, moment where they came in and they woke us up and Merry Christmas, now go back to sleep and all that stuff. That was a really good and sweet memory that I have. It's not a tradition. It's not.
Not a tradition.
It was a moment that I have. Now, as far as like traditions go, because I don't think that ever happened more than one time.
Okay.
As far as traditions go, we would always do like, open one present on Christmas Eve.
Okay.
I'd say boring, but like as a kid, you're like, I'm gonna open
The biggest one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you never got to.
Unless it was like a box inside of a box inside of a box.
I mean, honestly, this is like super bummer, but I can't think of like a tradition that we had.
Yeah. Well, I was afraid you were going to say that. So I wrote a lot of things to talk about.
I think it's like my lack of traditions, and I hope that my sister listens to this and or you tell her and she's like, oh, what an idiot. We had all these things. I'm like, oh yeah, no, those things too. But I think it helps we try really hard, you and I, over the last, 10 or so years. We've tried to create some traditions, right? Like a flow of this. It's a lot of times Christmas spaghetti against a wall, just kind of seeing what sticks.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. You're ready for me to start?
To your list, because I don't have any.
I just thought of another thing that I didn't add to our traditions. Okay, so my traditions growing up. Well, we traveled a lot. We would usually go to either my mom and dad's families. We would swap out Thanksgiving and Christmas, in which we would go alternate which holiday we spent with what family on which year, until they just got sick of that completely and were like, forget it. We're just doing Christmas on New Year's every year. So we did.
Yeah, I actually feel like I remember that turn.
Maybe.
Was that before me? I don't think so.
Probably around the same time. We would always read the Christmas story from Luke chapter 2.
Yep.
Before the present opening. And we would open gifts on Christmas Eve, not Christmas morning.
Right.
So Christmas Eve is for gift opening time. And
that way, whatever's there on Christmas morning, you know that Santa brought it.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. Yeah, Santa he did not visit the Stone household.
He also does not visit the Stalkup household, nor does the Tooth Fairy, because we enjoy credit.
Right. So we would if we were doing personal family Christmas, then, we might have more gifts, but never more than 3 gifts or so. It was not a real gift heavy. We weren't a real gift heavy family. My family focused a lot more on handmade stuff.
Huh?
So we would make things for one another.
Yeah.
We didn't buy a lot of stuff for each other, which could have been about money. But then I also still tend that way and enjoy those kinds of gifts.
Money. What? Still about money.
What do you mean?
Let's be real.
What are you
You're
talking
one of the
about?
cheapest people I've ever met. I love you dearly.
Yeah. But I really enjoy giving, a handmade gift. Anyway.
Yeah, that's true. You do.
And then all gifts would be opened one at a time. It was never everybody tear into their gifts, free for all. I don't understand those celebrations. You would everybody would open. It was one gift being opened at a time. You would take turns opening gifts, and everybody would look and ooh and ah and watch your reaction, because we didn't want any moment of that to be lost. And we still do that. You and I do that.
We try.
With our
I
kids.
remember the first time you had to experience a Christmas
We have
with my
talked about this.
family, and you want to talk about trauma. The sheer number of gifts.
Did not know what to do. I was
And honestly, if we would have been
very
waiting
overwhelmed.
for everybody to open one
No,
gift.
we would have been there all day.
We'd still be there.
Because the presents were waist high, and that is not an exaggeration. In the room, the presents were waist high throughout the whole room. Your sister had done a lot of garage sailing that year, I think. And she swears, she's like, oh, it was just that way that one year. But I think gift giving is like one of her love languages.
Yeah. And she's good at it.
She loves to give gifts. And so she was loving people hard that year. And I was very overwhelmed with it. Let's see, what else? Oh, so the oldest person always goes first. So like great grandma Teskey would open her a gift first, and the youngest person had to wait and be patient. And that's very different from a lot of Christmases are very
youngest
kid-centric.
to oldest.
Yes. Yeah. So so I mentioned that we did gifts and we didn't have a lot of like gifts. On Christmas Eve, the big deal was stockings. And stockings happened Christmas morning. My grandma Noah, she's probably the best grandma on the planet. I know everybody thinks their grandma's the best one on the planet, but mine is the actual best one on the planet. She used to work in thrift shops a lot. So like all year long, she would save things and she'd buy things at the thrift shop and she'd save them in her little closet. And I mean, stockings were the best.
So she's my sister, but with stockings.
Yes.
Does it fit in a large sock?
I mean, we did away with the sock. Like, they were spilling over. No, it's no.
It's not different.
And those ones, it was open all at once.
Loved it.
It was open all at once.
Well.
And there were always those things that you got every year. Like my dad gives
Oranges.
me beef jerky every single year. He would get grape jelly, I think. Was it my dad that got grape jelly in his stocking every year? Is that Daniel?
Yeah.
My brother-in-law. People get things every year. What else?
Oranges.
Oh, okay. This is the biggest
Little clementines.
Stone family tradition is silly string. Silly string in the stockings.
I forget about that.
And we would have a silly string fight out in the front yard every single year.
Fantastic. I highly recommend this. If there ever becomes a more like eco-friendly way to do silly string,
I don't think silly. I mean, it's biodegradable.
it smells like it's killing the ozone
Yeah.
in a big kind of way. You catch one of those things to the eye, which somebody does every year, and it's game over for them.
Oh well. So yeah, that was my my growing up traditions.
Yeah.
We are making our own traditions, and it's kind of like, what do we want to keep up? The things that it feels like have stuck are the following. We always decorate for Christmas the day after Thanksgiving.
Day after Thanksgiving.
I am a stickler about that. I think because I came from a family where it was like we would procrastinate, and then it's like 2 days before Christmas and we're putting up the tree, and
Dude,
I hate that.
I was looking through
I don't like
my
that.
Facebook memories not that long ago, and probably yesterday. And at the time of this recording, it's like the 15th, 20th. What's today? Doesn't matter.
19th.
Late. And the caption on it was, "It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas."
In our house?
Got the tree up.
In our house?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think
was
we
1
started
year.
this. I don't know when we started it, but I mean, the past like 6 or 7 years, it is like
Oh yeah.
for
No,
sure
like,
get that tree up.
under penalty of
Because-
death.
Yes, and then take it down on New Year's Day is usually what we do.
It's not going to happen this year.
It is not because we're going to be out of town. But we get our kids Christmas jammies every year,
Or somebody does.
or somebody does. Yes,
Our kids get Christmas jammies every year.
we do. We let the kids sleep out in the living room in the Christmas light, like the Christmas lights, in the Christmas tree. So that's sweet. We always put candy in their stockings.
Yep.
You are the candy buyer because I'm lame at it. Apparently, unless it's for gingerbread
Freaking
houses.
tell me about it. Jeez.
Okay. We go for Christmas decorations the day after Christmas.
Oh,
we
that's
go
just
and spruce up our Christmas decorations, because this is another thing that has spurred us to make this kind of tradition, is that when we got together, we had nothing.
Oh
which I
my
know,
gosh. Have we
I
talked
know
about that before?
I know that a lot of people don't have much when they first get married, but when I say we have nothing, like
Surely we talked
we
about that.
had nothing, and it was really sad, and it was really hard.
Do you remember the cardboard Christmas
Yes,
tree?
I do. I cut out a cardboard Christmas tree and pasted it to the wall. And we had no ornaments. We had nothing. We had nothing
colored on it.
at all for several years, actually. Because it took us, like, we also had no money to buy these things. I think that was the difference between us and many other couples. They don't have it, but they'll just go and start acquiring them. And we're like, we can't. We still can't. So it was several years into our marriage before we could really start to get some Christmas decorations. And we didn't have down the routine of go get them when they're 50% off, 75% off.
Nope.
So now we do that. We've gotten our Christmas trees that way. We have a bomb Christmas tree this year.
Oh, man, I'm digging that
is
Christmas
not
tree.
flocked, and not once have I thought, man, I hate this tree.
I hate this
while
flocking tree. Yeah.
While I'm sweeping.
We don't have to say that anymore.
Yep, I did say that.
You know who else loves it?
Flocking. Huh?
Sylvie.
Oh, yeah?
Sylvie will just Sylvie's our dog.
Yes.
She will just lay
It's
and
really cute.
stare at the Christmas tree.
She sits on the couch and she just looks at the Christmas tree twinkling, because it has twinkle, like a light show twinkle lights. It's very cute. The other thing that we do, as I mentioned, we didn't have any ornaments. We get our children a new ornament. We go
Yes, we do.
shopping
Every year.
before Christmas. So these are not on sale. We have spent a lot of money on Christmas ornaments in our, over the years.
Yeah.
But we go and get them each a new ornament every year, and they have their own little collection, and then those will be packed up and sent with them when they leave home, so that they don't have to have a depressing Christmas when they leave home.
And so we can get that crap out of our house.
Well, we're kind of reaching the point where I'm like, do we put them all on the tree? Do we make their own little trees?
I'm leaning
We don't
towards
have
I'm leaning
space.
towards little tree. And
The
here's
little
why.
trees. Maybe
It's
we'll
not-
pick some of those up when they're
Hold up.
75% off.
Real talk. It is not that we do not have space. Don't let anybody tell you we don't have space. Like to hang them, is that what you're talking about?
The trees?
No. The
Tiny
ornaments?
Christmas trees? What are we talking about?
The ornaments? Are you
Okay.
saying that we don't have space to hang the ornaments? Because I was literally just thinking the entire backside of that tree is naked.
It's not naked. It's not as full as the front, because it is in a corner so nobody can see it, but
Yeah.
it's not naked.
Maybe we should do one of the little rotating trees.
Oh, well, we still have 10 years left in this tree.
Let's just
This
see
tree's
how much
gonna
they
last.
cost.
This tree's gonna last longer than the last one. I can feel it. Okay, really quick before we get out of here, I did ask some of our community members about their nerdy Christmas traditions, and here are some of the things that you said that you do. Paul Oakes says he likes to watch Riff Tracks and Mystery Science 3000 Rift Christmas movies.
Mystery Science Theater 3000.
What did I say? Mystery
Science 3000.
Sorry, I left out a. He said MST3K. I was trying to
Yep.
say all the words.
Mm-hmm.
Hector Mirai said we do Bruce on the Loose instead of Elf on the Shelf.
I've always loved that.
Hulk and Batman get into nightly shenanigans, and that is super
Always loved
fun.
it. Always loved it.
Dave Roberts says Christmas break equals Lord of the Rings marathon.
I guess.
We try to do the whole eat what they eat thing too.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, all the foods like the elven bread and all that.
I guess I just don't know. Do you see a lot of potatoes? Is that what's going on?
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
I like that. We've done the watch through before, but we ate. We watched
Regular
it took us
food.
all day to watch
Yes.
the three of them.
Uh-huh.
Mid-wassel. It's good.
Andy McKay or Mackey. Andy, you have to let me know how to pronounce your last name. He said he likes to listen to Doctor Who Chimes of Midnight at some point late
I don't
at
know
night.
what that is, but I want to listen to it.
Well, I think he at least posted the cover art.
I saw the cover.
So, Hillary Fisco says we paint custom T-shirts to wear as Christmas jammies, always around our favorite parts of a fandom. We've done silly monsters, psych quotes, Doctor Who characters, and
Livermorny?
Ilvermorny?
Ilver.
Ilvermorny houses? I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
And
That's
this year is
outside of
Wing
it.
Feather Saga rolls.
That's pretty cool.
Megan H. There's several names. I just don't want to butcher them. We go to the
Hyun?
movies on Christmas Day. It used to be almost empty, but nowadays there are more people. It is fun to go to the theater on Christmas, by the way. We saw a lot of excellent sci-fi and fantasy movies on Christmas over the years, including the Lord of the Rings films. And that is something that I remember doing around Christmas time, is going to see the Lord of the Rings movies. Super fun.
And here's the thing. I used to work at a movie theater. Please, I'm telling you right now, do not feel bad about going to the movies on Christmas Day. Movies release on Christmas Day. People have to be there to work on Christmas Day. If you need to get out of the house, get away from your family, sit in front of a very large television screen for a couple of hours, go do that.
Yeah.
Be so imbued to go and do that.
Well, hey, okay. We do not do Elf on
Maybe
a
we'll go
Shelf.
see a movie.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I was thinking,
Jack or squat to do.
while we're mashing things up, rip wrapping and
Rip-wrapping.
making
Yep,
traditions. We don't do Elf on a Shelf, but if we did, maybe we could make like Elf on a Shelf meets The Wise Men Looking for Jesus meets Star Wars, in which Grogu travels all around the house looking for the baby Jesus and ends up in the stable.
Grogu's looking for the baby Jesus?
Yeah, Grogu. Looking for the baby Jesus everywhere. And ends up in the stable with the baby Jesus in the end.
We can workshop it. I don't know that Grogu is looking for baby Jesus, but I like it. Hey, I like
You just got to make sure he doesn't eat him.
Oh, yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
Well, as long as baby Jesus
He
isn't
eats
in a ball in a
Eats
jar.
a lot of things.
Yeah, he loves those
Eats
eggs.
a lot of weird things.
Grogu does.
All right. Well, that's it for this segment.
Well, I love it. Hey, hopefully you can share with us some of your traditions. Please make sure to go to Love Thy Nerd. Find us on Discord, lovethynerd.com/Discord. Also, you can go to lovethynerd.com/community and find our Facebook community if that's more your jam. Hit us up on all the social media at Love Thy Nerd on all the major platforms, including Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Tickety Talk. Let us know what you're doing this holiday season.
Do you even know how to say that without saying it that way?
TikTok.
There you go.
TikTok.
You just never say it. It's
I
like
don't
you
need to.
never say, "This is my best friend Matt." You say, "This is my bestie in the whole wide Westie."
I'm investing in Hawaii Westie, Matty Wambier. That's his name. Yep. Hey there, and welcome back to Church Nerds. Once again, I'm Bubba.
I'm Anna.
And today we're talking all about holiday traditions. And we're about to go global
Yes.
here in just a second. But if, for whatever reason, you have not done your Christmas shopping, I want to let you know that we can get you Christmas gifts well after Christmas. If you go to lovethynerd.com/store, you can store, you can find all sorts of cool stuff like water bottles, dice trays, t-shirts. We got a bunch of cool stuff, and we want to give those things to you for a certain amount of money per item.
For all
And so-
your belated Christmas needs.
yeah, hey, maybe you're celebrating after, or maybe somebody would just love to get something from the LTN store. You can go ahead and do that. Once again, lovethynerd.com/store. And also we have premium stuff, real like esports nerdy things at lovethynerd.com/skulls, SKULLZ, because it's cool.
Because it's cool.
Yeah,
Spell things with K's and Z's.
absolutely. That's where you
I
can
mean,
get your
skull
LTN
really
jersey.
does have a K, but, you know.
What?
Well, I mean, the word skull has a K anyway.
Okay. It does. That's fact. I just
Yeah.
fact checked it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so last segment we talked about our Christmas traditions.
Mainly yours.
Mainly mine?
Yep.
Yes. And ours
Yours, mine, and ours. Got it.
together.
Mhm.
This time I wanted to talk about some Christmas traditions, some weird ones
Mhm.
from around the world.
I cannot believe this fire is still going.
What did you think was going to happen to it?
It's not even, this is like Moses and the burning bush here. It's just not being consumed. I love it.
Maybe it's been looped already.
I love it.
Excuse
it's a
me.
real
So
fire.
sorry. Okay. So first and foremost, okay, buckle up because these, like I said, these do get weird. And I was very surprised at the amount of overlap between like the Halloweenish nightmarish qualities of many Christmas traditions around the world. It's like the Nightmare Before Christmas, but like, you know.
have my full attention.
Okay. We will go ahead and start off with Marie Lloyd. Marie Lloyd, I think is how you say it. I'm not sure how much of an R. So this is Welsh. It's from our friends in Wales. Okay, this is where Welsh people
Heard of them?
create this undead horse effigy by mounting a horse skull on a pole and draping a sheet over it, sometimes decorating it. I have added a link in our doc that you can view at your, convenience.
No, thank you.
They would like put Christmas ornament glass things in the eyeballs and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And they go around caroling and terrorizing their neighbors in hopes that they will give them, food and drink. It's like Christmas.
Trick or treat.
It's like trick or treat, but for Christmas time.
Parallel treat.
Halloween meets, trick or treat meets Christmas caroling. And the photos are truly unsettling. Like I said, you should look at those. So that's the first one.
That feels like that's like if you were to watch a movie about an alternate universe and or dimension Christmas. Right? Like
maybe. I don't know.
Or it's like honestly, that sounds our kids just tonight watched Nightmare Before Christmas. That's kind of what they
It is kind of like
did.
I was watching that, and after writing all of this, I was like, "Oh, well, this is very multicultural
it's pretty
feeling to
historically
me."
accurate here. Yeah.
We just have this like very sweet and safe Christmas experience
I just don't
compared
see
with a lot of other
the
people.
disembodied skinned head of a horse on, I don't know, a can of Coke. Just wanna see it.
The polar bears are cuter,
Yeah.
for sure. Okay, well, let's go. Let's do another one. La Befana. Okay, this is from Italy.
It's from the Santa Clauses.
Italy. For some reason, I wrote the wrong country in my doc, but it is for sure Italy. Yes, we learned about this in the Santa Clauses, which is like the wrap-up TV series, kind of like made for Disney
short
TV
run, yeah.
type of thing,
Miniseries.
of the well-beloved trilogy, The Santa Claus.
Tim Allen's Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus, all of the Santa Claus movies. I love them. Anyway, so in this wrap-up, we meet La Befana, who is this whimsical Christmas witch who lives in the woods behind Santa's house. And she's kind of like low-key mischievous, but overall a nice person type of thing, you know? And we were like, La Befana, what? I don't know what that is. It's a real thing. It's a real thing in Italy. So she is, like, if I could summarize her, La Befana is like Maleficent and Santa Claus smashed into one.
All right.
So apparently the wise men, when they were going to go on their trek to see the Christ child, invited La Befana to go with them.
Sure.
And
okay. Fiction.
She passed them up on it. And she has regretted it ever since. And the FOMO is strong.
Serious. Like
impossible to live down.
That's the lore.
That's the lore. So now she spends the rest of her days, which are apparently
Forever.
innumerable, I guess,
that'll teach her.
searching for the Christ child. And on her way, in her travels, she rewards good children with gifts, and she gives the naughty ones coal.
What a goofy.
And she thinks apparently that the Christ child is in Italy somewhere. So
Still?
I guess.
La Befana. Lady.
Well, I mean, not super far off. A lot of that stuff took place in like Turkey.
But he's not still a baby. He's not like Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes, who never ages.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Yep, so that's one. Of course, we have to talk about Krampus.
Also in the Santa Clauses.
Also in the Santa Clauses. Yes. So this one you've probably heard. This one comes from Austria. This is the half goat demon who is like apparently Santa. He does Santa's dirty work. He kidnaps the children that are not on the nice list.
Santa's dirty work, or takes and interprets? Like, what are we talking about here?
I mean, I don't think he works for Santa for reals, but he
not on the books.
He punishes the naughty children. He kidnaps them and keeps them in his wicker basket. And so in some villages in Austria, they celebrate Krampusnacht on December 5th.
Caleb knew about that.
Yeah.
And on the 5th was like, it's Krampusnacht.
Of course he did. This includes like cosplaying for the men in the village, cosplay as Krampus and carry torches around and scare all the kids in the dark.
What are we doing?
So that's fun.
What are we doing?
Yeah, I'm telling you, a lot of scaring of children in a lot of these things. So moving on from the horror that we have just had, we
let's
move
get into the Disney side of Christmas.
Nope, not the Disney part. We are moving into the bizarre.
We're not there yet?
No, because this next one is a doozy. The Cagañe from Spain, in Catalonia, Spain. This is a Christmas tradition that revolves around poop. Yes, you did hear that correctly. Poop.
It's raining
from the ceiling. Yes, okay. So the Cagañe.
Cagañe?
Cagañe. I don't think it's an Enya. Anyway, is roughly translated the pooper.
I don't know what you thought you were going to get on this Christmas Eve episode of the Church Nerds podcast.
This is some mature content here. Actually, it's really
Listener
immature.
discretion
it is immature.
Advised, I guess. Yeah.
Roughly translated the pooper, and this is part of the nativity scene.
Of course.
They have
it's
Mary
in a stable.
and Joseph and the
Who's
donkeys
poop,
and the sheep. And then there's this dude sitting in the corner.
The poopsmith.
Pooping. He's pooping.
Oh, he's pooping.
He's pooping.
I'm
He's
sorry,
pooping.
what?
He's squatting and pooping.
This is like a real thing. You're not messing with me.
I know. It sounds made up.
Somebody puts a dude squatting in the corner.
Building log cabins in the stable, if you get my drift. So don't ask me how he got there into the nativity scene. Don't ask me either who was there first. Was he already there? And then they all just show up and she's like, I'm having a baby. And he's like,
I'm pooping.
Just, if I stay really still, maybe nobody will notice me. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm gonna choose to believe that that's one of the other like historical inaccuracies. That like the wise men were not there when Jesus were born.
Also, no dudes pooping in the barn.
No corner pooper.
Well, I
What's
mean,
his name?
Hey, Cagañe, the Cagañe, and
I'm gonna have a real hard time not making that my screen name for other things. Go ahead.
Maybe. See, like maybe he was in there trying to do his business, and then everybody came in. Because if you have kids, like if you're a mom, you know that the moment that you go to the bathroom to handle some business, Grand Central Station, everybody comes in. So if sheep and shepherds and women having babies come in while he's just trying to, I don't know, maybe the math works out.
That is mind blowing because of every picture that has been painted of that moment. It's glorious. It's wonderful.
I know.
Angels are singing.
Feels irreverent, doesn't it?
Camels are kneeling down and like doing all sorts of stuff.
The star is shining down.
Yeah, and then there's just like a guy over there like on his phone in the corner playing Marvel Snap, dropping bombs.
Now, if you thought that was weird, it does get weirder.
In the same story?
Yes.
No way.
Well, at least in Spain. It's because, so the kagane evolved into the tradition of the kagatillo, which is translated the pooping log. And
I'm sorry, what?
this is a log
No.
of of what we hope is just regular old wood. They keep it at their dinner table and they feed it. They feed it snacks and candy.
They feed it?
And they make it a little blanket. They keep a little blanket. Well, yes, you'll hear why. They feed it the snacks and candy. They deposit the snacks and candy into it and keep it a little blanket on it and treat it like a little special member of the family for the whole month of December. And then on Christmas Eve, they beat the daylights out of that thing like a piñata and it poops.
Oh my gosh.
The presents out for the little girl to
Oh my gosh. Here's the thing.
Even Caleb, when I mentioned this tradition, was like, that's kind of gross, Mom. Which that is
Too far.
like when I originally, like the beginning of this whole thing, he was like, ha ha, that's hilarious. By the end, we got to this. He was like, no, that's gross.
So
I can show you some pictures.
going backwards to the stable scene
Okay.
with our poop smith here. Was poop his gift?
I think we're all going to hell here.
No, I'm not. No way. I stand in opposition of the poop.
I don't like.
No,
I'm
it's a
really
stable.
confused. I'm confused about how this became part of it. I have no idea.
Could you imagine pitching that? No, guys. No, hey.
Pitching.
Oh, yeah. Pitching the poop.
Pitching the
Pitching
poop?
this idea as a Christmas tradition. And then you're like, no, it's fine. We'll stuff candy inside of it because it's already kind of poop. And then we'll...
Poop that makes more poop.
Yeah.
The pooping log.
It's the gift that
It's
keeps
the
on
Yule
giving.
log.
That's terrible.
The Yule log. Gross.
Terrible.
It is terrible. Let's move on. So this is less disgusting, still a little weird. Spider webs. Did you know spider webs are part of Christmas tradition in Ukraine? This one stems from this story that there was a widow and her children, and they couldn't afford any Christmas festivities. Okay. And so they grew their own tree from a pine cone. But even after they had grown their tree, they still didn't have anything to decorate it with. So they wake up Christmas morning, and what do they see before their eyes? But that spiders have come, like it's covered in cobwebs. The spiders have come and done webs all over the tree. And then, in the morning sun, they turn into gold and silver on their tree. Oh. Which they think might be why we put tinsel on our trees.
Okay, all right, I'm tracking.
In Ukraine, they still decorate their trees with little spider ornaments. Some people do, I guess. Pavushki, they call it. Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah, that one is a little sweeter.
Checks
Still
out.
kind of creepy a little bit with
deal.
the spiders. If you have arachnophobia, like my friend Jessica, she is not going to be near this tradition with a 10-foot pole for sure.
I would get a spider ornament just to kind of commemorate and think about that. Here's the thing too. How long did they have? They grew a tree from a pine cone?
Don't ask questions.
I got a lot of questions, actually.
This is way better than the poop thing.
Well,
I don't think we need to ask a lot of questions. So,
all right, well, I don't even know. Anyway, okay.
This is one I think maybe we should just adopt. This one, La Quema del Diablo from Guatemala.
Something of the devil.
Okay, so this is a tradition that I am interested in instituting in the Stalkup house because Guatemalans believe that evil spirits lurk in the dark, damp, dirty corners and spaces, which I kind of feel that way in my own house sometimes.
Yeah, right?
So, leading up to Christmas Day, like the week of Christmas, they go into this cleaning frenzy, like spring cleaning, but like more so. And they deep clean all the things, and they get all their junk and anything that's laying around outside, anything they want to throw away. They heap it in, I don't know if it's in the yard or where they go to heap it. Anyway, big pile of trash,
And burn it.
and then they put like an effigy of the devil on the top of it, and then they burn it.
Oh, they clean the hell out of the house.
You're gonna have to beep yourself on that
Is that
one.
not what? That's exactly what you just described.
You are gonna have to beep it. Beep it.
No, it's-
Push the button and
That's
beep it.
done. It's Christmas.
Anyway,
That's my gift to you guys.
so it does sound like a very efficient Christmas tradition. I would love for the
I
house
like
to be
that one.
deep cleaned and all of the extra junk to be burned. Yes, please. Burn it all.
I'd rather do the poop thing.
No, thank you. Christmas pickles.
You have
This
more?
one-
How many
oh,
more?
yeah.
Of these? Oh my gosh.
Who
Okay.
even knows where this one came from? I was told that this was a German tradition. I used to work at this hardware store, and there was like a man and a wife who ran the store, and
I'm tracking so far.
the man, he was just into hardware store, and she really loved to have like a Christmas aisle full of really unique Christmas things, like very kind of Fredericksburgy types of things.
Yep.
Fredericksburg is a shopping place around here.
Yep.
And also very German. Fredericksburg is
German.
German. And so she would have these pickle ornaments in the store, and it was like, yeah, these are Christmas traditions from Germany. You have the pickle on the tree, and somebody, like, you hide it. It's hidden on the tree, and whoever finds the Christmas pickle gets a special gift. And I was looking this up because this was I was like, oh yeah, that's a weird tradition. I'll include that one. When I look it up, German people are like, nope, that's not our tradition. I don't know where you found that one, but that is not our tradition.
In
So
Fredericksburg.
there are a couple of like places where they think that this might have come from, but the leading theory is that it actually was a very wily salesperson at a Woolworths store
Trying to sell some pickles.
who had a weird batch of vegetable Christmas ornaments and was like, Christmas pickle is a German tradition.
See, that dude got in before the internet.
Yeah.
Before you could Snopes things.
I don't know what year that would be. But yeah, the Christmas pickle. Lastly, and this one is so much fun. Christmas is not a big deal in Japan. But you know what is a big deal is Kentucky Fried
Nintendo.
Christmas. Kentucky Fried Christmas, which was an ad campaign from the 70s that just went like bananas in Japan.
Really?
Yes.
What did-
So you go and you get fried chicken and you eat it on Christmas.
Oh,
So-
I'm into that.
Yeah. Well, it's such a big deal that like they have to order their fried chicken months in advance in some places, I guess.
The store does, or like people do?
People who want to eat fried chicken for
Get
Christmas.
out.
Yeah.
It's like trying to find a turkey on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now, I haven't like talked to someone from Japan to verify this. Maybe it's all wrong. Maybe the internet led me astray. But yeah, Kentucky Fried Christmas.
Internet would never do that.
Yeah.
I love that. Mm-hmm. I was thinking about the last one that you were talking about the pickle thing.
Christmas pickles.
That is kind of like a Jewish tradition during Passover.
Oh, it is. Like the hiding of the Passover bread.
Yep.
It is like that.
But it's not like wait and see. It sounds more like it's just when you find the pickle, you're the grand poopah winner.
Please don't say poop.
Well, sorry. I didn't bring it up.
Do you mean poobah? The grand poobah?
I mean poopah. I do mean poopah.
That's not a
Which, by the way, is
word.
going to be my grandpa name. Is poopah.
I have to be associated with you.
Mm-hmm. I tried to get my dad to take it.
No, you tried to get my dad to
I tried to
take
get
it.
your dad to take it.
And he
'Cause my
said
dad-
no.
That's right. I'm sorry. My dad
Can't
is
blame
peepaw.
him.
My dad
Your
is
dad is
peepaw.
peepaw, yes.
And so I thought
also
your
had
dad being poopaw.
I called my grandpa Pawpaw, but the older cousins called him Peepaw.
Just saying.
I don't know who was like, yeah, I'm not calling him that. Somebody was, and we didn't call him that anymore.
Hey, I don't know. Look. I don't know what that has to do with Christmas, but
I only saw him at Christmas,
yeah,
usually.
But it's a tradition if ever there was one.
Well,
Well, to close out our show today on this very special Christmas Eve episode of the Church Nerds podcast, we do have a nerdy recommendation, and quite simply, it's just maybe start a new tradition if you're not doing this already. play a game or a series of games with people this holiday season.
A series of games.
I mean, if I just say play
Like a
one
legacy
game.
game?
Ooh, hey, we do have Jurassic Park. We haven't played any of Jurassic Park yet. We could do that. That's you and I. I know. Hey, listen, lady. I don't need you looking back here at all the games that we haven't played. That's another one that
We haven't played Jurassic Park. I'm just not sure how interesting that sounds to me.
I think it's going to be very fun.
We still haven't played Stardew Valley up there.
Yeah, we haven't.
Well,
But anyway, don't worry about what we haven't played. You go and find something to play, and just for the love of all things that are good and holy in the world, make it not Monopoly.
so
Just do yourself and the people that are going to be.
at yourelfname.com, there was a bunch of Christmas stuff. It's kind of a fun little website.
Yeah.
One of the things was like top 10, like lists of top 10s, songs and whatnot. One of them was games, Christmas board games. And I was like, what? Top 10 Christmas board games? Guess what was at the top of the top 10 Christmas board games?
Multiple times.
3 different versions of Christmas monopolies.
If you need help finding a game to play, hit us up on Discord, lovethynerd.com/Discord. We would love to give you some recommendations. We have tons and tons of things. Whoa, you see our fire kind of fired for a little bit there. It's a sleepy fire. It's been going for a while. But hey, Anna, that being said, we do have a Church Nerds Weekly Verse, which is a passage this time.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned that my family read Luke chapter 2, and I'm not going to do all of Luke chapter 2. We'll back up a little bit. I really love the
Genesis
Magnificat.
1:1.
Genesis 1:1 in the beginning. No. Sorry. The
Doing great. It's
Magnificat.
good podcasts. Yeah.
Yes. Excellent. You love hearing me clear
And
my
you're
throat.
not even the one that had an entire mug of milk cocoa.
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't. All right. So this is in Luke 1:46 through 55.
Okay.
Says, Mary responded, "Oh, how my soul praises the Lord, how my spirit rejoices in God my Savior, for he took notice of his lowly servant girl, and from now on all generations will call me blessed. For the Mighty One is holy, and he's done great things for me. He shows mercy from generation to all who fear him. His mighty arm has done tremendous things. He has scattered the proud and haughty ones. He has brought down princes from their thrones and exalted the humble. He's filled the hungry with good things and sent the rich away with empty hands. He has helped his servant Israel and remembered to be merciful. For he made this promise to our ancestors, to Abraham and his children forever."
And then there was something below that that does not belong in this.
That is between you and me. It's just, don't mind that little remnant from a previous document that I copied and
leftover
pasted.
scripture.
I knew what I was talking about here.
Well,
Anyway,
hey, we hope that you have a very Merry Christmas and or a happy holiday season, whatever your flavor is. We hope that you have a good, sweet time with people that you love dearly. And we want you to know that from us here at Love Thy Nerd, if you are feeling down, if you are alone this holiday season, you are never alone. If you can listen to this podcast, you can connect with people who will love and care for you and be there for you when you're hurting, and also to celebrate the victories with you as well. lovethynerd.com/Discord. If you don't know what Discord is, you need people, and we're going to be there for you. But for those of you that are going to have family around, try not to be too bummed about them.
don't flip any tables while you're playing
Yeah,
Monopoly.
just-
You're gonna play that stinking game.
We're not.
Just keep your
Well,
chill,
I say that.
people.
I say that we're not, and we actually might have to end up playing it.
Why?
I don't know what the dynamic is going to be of,
Monopoly is not going to make a dynamic better.
but it might be the only way to get a game to a table. We'll see. You and I can argue about that later. But hey, we're going to
like
get
it.
out of here. We will catch you again on the next episode of Church Nerds back in February of 2023.
February.
February. Sometimes
Long
I try to
break.
say not February, which
February. Just to throw as
February.
many R's in there as you
Yeah.
can.
I'm doing what I can.
February.
But hey, between now and then, make sure you go into our website, lovethynerd.com. Got a lot of great articles, podcasts, videos, past, present, and future that you guys are going to want to check out and share with people. Got a lot of great resources that we're building. Radio Matt's doing a good job with his team over there. And we've got good community. Like I said, lovethynerd.com/community for our Facebook, all of our social media, and like I said, best case, Discord. So head on over there. Check us out in the break, but we'll see you again in February. First week in February. We'll be back with more Church Nerds. All of our podcasts are back at that time. I am going to be Christmas Eve, which is tomorrow when you're listening to this. And in the past, if you're listening after that, I'm going to be in our social media, probably on Twitch, reading the Christmas story just for a little bit.
You are doing that.
Yep.
Okay.
Just for a little bit on Christmas Eve. So come over, hang out with us. We're probably going to be back here around, I'll do it before we leave. How about that? We'll say 6 p.m. Central Time. I'm kind of building this as we go.
The thing starts at 6.
Does it start at 6?
Yeah.
We'll say 4 p.m. Central Time on Christmas Eve. Come and hang out with us on twitch.tv/lovethynerd. And we're just going to hang out for a little bit. Like I said, read the Christmas story. Not going to be there a whole long. Just want to give you a little bit of encouragement, a little bit of a touch point over this holiday season. And if no one else tells you this, just remember it's true. Jesus loves you, nerds. Merry Christmas. Happy birthday. That's what Frosty Snowman says.
I don't know what's happening right now.
That's what Frosty Snowman says.